God has an urgent revelation about your life partner specifically for you today. You've been sensing something beneath the surface in your relationship lately. Those small moments of doubt that you quickly push away. The unexplained feelings that wake you up at night. The dreams about your partner that leave you confused and unsettled when morning comes. These aren't random thoughts or your imagination playing tricks on you. They're divine warnings trying to reach your consciousness. God sees what human eyes cannot see. He knows what happens behind closed doors and inside private thoughts. Right now, at this very moment, the truth about your partner's hidden nature is being revealed to you. The fact that you found this message today is no accident. Divine timing is never random or coincidental. What you're about to discover will finally explain the confusion and unease you've been carrying. It will make sense of those moments when something felt wrong, but you couldn't identify what. God's protective presence surrounds you as this truth unfolds. Take a deep breath, because what's being exposed will change everything you thought you knew. God is revealing your partner's secret nature right now, and it's something shocking you never suspected. This isn't about small personality flaws or normal relationship challenges that every couple faces. Your partner has been hiding a significant part of themselves from you. Behind the face they show you each day exists a completely different reality. God sees their private thoughts, their secret actions, and their true intentions. What they do when you're not present contradicts who they pretend to be when you're together. This hidden behavior affects your emotional well-being, your spiritual growth, and possibly even your financial security. The relationship dynamic you believe exists is not the complete truth. Your intuition has been trying to warn you through unexplained anxiety, and that constant feeling in your gut that something isn't right. Those dreams about deception, betrayal, or being lost in a maze weren't random nightmares from your subconscious. But here's the divine twist that changes everything about this revelation. God is exposing this truth not to destroy you or bring you pain. He's doing it to redirect your entire life toward your true purpose. What seems like devastating news right now is actually divine intervention protecting your future. This revelation comes with a specific purpose tied to your destiny and the calling on your life. The exposure happening now prevents much greater pain that would have come years from now. God's timing protects you from wasting your precious years building on a false foundation. Now you need to understand the signs you've been missing that God has been showing you all along. Think about the subtle changes in your partner's behavior patterns over recent months. Times when their stories don't quite match up, or small details shift between one telling and another. Those moments when you catch a different expression on their face before they quickly adjust it when they realize you're watching. How they react when you appear unexpectedly or ask spontaneous questions they weren't prepared to answer. The emotional distance that's been growing despite their words of love and commitment. Their behavior with technology tells a story. Phone protection that seems excessive. Password changes without explanation. Secretive texting where they angle the screen away from you. Financial mysteries start appearing. Unexplained expenses they brush off. Purchases that don't make sense, or hints of accounts you didn't know existed. Pay attention to their social media behavior. Does it align with their relationship status with you? How they speak about commitment reveals truth. Vague future plans. Avoiding specific discussions about your life together. Changing the subject when you mention long-term goals. Notice how they respond when you talk about deeper spiritual values or life purpose. Do they engage authentically or give surface answers? Changes in intimacy patterns matter, either becoming excessive in a performative way or withdrawing completely. Your own intuition makes you feel physically uncomfortable at certain moments. Strange coincidences keep happening. Seeing angel numbers like 111 or 4444 during or right after arguments with them. Dreams where you're constantly searching for something lost or can't find your way home. Even your pets might act differently around your partner during specific times. Children or spiritually sensitive people in your life show unexplained discomfort around them. Your prayers feel blocked or heavy when you pray specifically about this relationship. That recurring thought, something feels off, keeps returning no matter how many times you dismiss it. Friends or family subtly express concerns they can't quite put into words. Your energy levels drop. You feel drained after spending time together instead of energized. You notice yourself changing who you are to accommodate their needs and moods. God is now pulling back the veil on your partner's true character and nature. He's revealing the double life they've been maintaining in thought, deed, or spirit. This could be hidden relationships they've been entertaining, secret addictions they've been hiding, or financial deception they've carefully concealed. Or the truth might be even deeper: fundamental spiritual incompatibility, emotional unavailability they've masked, or narcissistic patterns they've disguised as love. There's a past they've hidden from you that directly impacts the future you thought you were building together. Values they pretend to share with you but secretly reject in their private life. Family or friends they've slowly isolated you from. And now you can see there were specific reasons for that separation. Dreams and goals they discussed with you but never had real intention of pursuing together. Notice how they've been using your strengths to compensate for their hidden weaknesses. God reveals not just actions, but the intentions of the heart that drive those actions. Why they chose you specifically becomes clear. What emotional need you filled, what image you helped them project, or what advantage your presence gave them. The timeline of when the deception actually began might surprise you. How long God has been trying to show you through whispers, signs, and gentle warnings becomes obvious now. Why is this exposure happening now at this specific moment in your life? Look at the divine protection that prevented deeper commitment from forming. Those obstacles that kept the relationship from progressing to marriage, children, or major joint assets weren't bad luck. That was God's hand protecting your future. Guardian angels have been actively blocking certain doors you thought you wanted to walk through. Your prayers have been answered in ways you didn't recognize at the time. The truth is that your partner may not even be fully conscious of their own deception. Some people hide from themselves as much as they hide from others. God's compassion extends to both of you. This exposure serves both souls and completes a karmic lesson. You were spiritually matched with this person for this specific experience. The growth your soul needed could only be catalyzed through this particular pain. God's protection has been active throughout this entire relationship, even when you couldn't see it. Begin right now with this prayer for immediate emotional and spiritual protection. God, I ask for your divine protection over my heart, mind, and spirit. Surround me with your white light of truth and love. Give me strength to face what's being revealed, and wisdom to know what steps to take next. Protect me from deception and guide me toward clarity. You need to create boundaries while processing this revelation. Visualize yourself completely surrounded by God's white light of protection, forming an impenetrable shield around your entire being. Practice cutting the soul ties and energetic cords that bind you to your partner. Each morning and night, imagine these connections being severed by divine light and dissolving completely. Create a daily protection ritual using prayer and establishing sacred space in your home. This is important. Don't confront your partner immediately while your emotions are raw and overwhelming. Seek divine guidance through prayer and meditation before taking any action. Learn how to hear God's voice clearly even during emotional turmoil. He speaks through peace, clarity, and that deep knowing in your spirit. Watch for signs that God is guiding your next steps. Recurring thoughts, doors opening unexpectedly, wise counsel from spiritually mature people. Find safe people to confide in, trusted friends, family members, or counselors who operate from spiritual maturity. The healing power of honest prayer cannot be overstated. Express your anger, hurt, confusion, and disappointment directly to God. He can handle your real emotions without judgment or condemnation. Remember biblical figures who experienced betrayal and received divine restoration. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers. David was betrayed by those close to him. Ruth lost everything but found restoration. Your story joins a long history of God's faithfulness through betrayal. Understand the spiritual significance of this revelation in your overall growth journey. Learn how to avoid bitterness while honestly processing painful truth. Forgiveness is a process that unfolds over time, not an immediate requirement that you force yourself to feel. Now you need to understand why God allowed this relationship to form and why He's exposing the truth right now. There were specific lessons your soul needed to learn that could only come through this experience. Look at the character strengths you've developed: resilience, discernment, the ability to trust your intuition, even when others tell you you're wrong. Discernment abilities have been awakened within you by navigating this deception. False beliefs you held about yourself have been confronted and can now be healed. This relationship revealed your own patterns that needed healing: co-dependency, people-pleasing tendencies, or a savior complex thinking you could fix someone. Your own worthiness issues that unconsciously attracted this dynamic are now visible and can be addressed. See the ways you abandoned yourself to maintain this relationship. God's love is showing you that you deserve authentic partnership built on truth. This exposure prevents years of deeper entanglement that would have been much more painful to untangle later. Think about the children you might have brought into a deceptive foundation. Consider the financial devastation that was avoided through divine timing of this revelation. Recognize the identity loss that would have occurred through further fusion with someone living in deception. God is redirecting your entire life path toward your true purpose. The authentic partner who matches your healed, whole self cannot arrive until this space is cleared. There's mission work or a specific calling that required you to be free from this entanglement. The spiritual maturity needed for your next life chapter could only be developed through this fire. Pain creates depth of character that's simply unavailable through comfort and ease. The testimony you'll eventually carry will help countless others trapped in similar situations. Here are practical steps for moving forward with spiritual wisdom guiding each decision. How do you make decisions about this relationship's future? When should you attempt reconciliation versus when should you release completely? These are questions only you and God can answer together through dedicated time in prayer and meditation. Understand the difference between divine conviction and human revenge. Your actions should come from a place of spiritual clarity, not emotional retaliation. Learn how to maintain spiritual high ground during the difficult conversations ahead. You can speak truth with love while refusing to compromise your boundaries or well-being. Set boundaries that honor both your worth and their humanity. There's still a soul on a journey, even if that journey took them down a deceptive path. Handle any legal or practical considerations with divine wisdom, not panic or haste. If financial disentanglement is needed, trust God as your provider throughout the process. Living arrangements and logistics should be blessed through prayer before action. Consider how to handle mutual friends and family with grace. Here's something important. Resist the urge to seek validation by exposing your partner's behavior to everyone who will listen. Your healing doesn't require their public destruction. Allow God to handle justice while you focus entirely on your recovery and restoration. Start creating new routines and patterns not tied to this person. Reclaim the hobbies, friendships, and parts of yourself that got lost in this relationship. Experience the joy of rediscovering who you are outside this dynamic. Build your life on the foundation of God's truth about your worth and identity. God makes powerful promises about restoration after painful revelation. Biblical truth assures you that knowing the truth leads to genuine freedom. The authentic love that awaits you after false love is released will astound you. God is already preparing your real-life partner right now, even as you process this current situation. Someone exists who will honor your worth without deception or hidden agendas. The qualities your true partner will have are everything this current one lacks: integrity, emotional availability, spiritual alignment, authentic communication. Divine timing will bring them into your life when you're properly healed and whole. You had to experience false love to truly recognize and appreciate authentic love when it arrives. The gratitude you'll feel for genuine partnership will be profound. Blessings flow when you choose truth over comfortable lies. Watch for the new life emerging from the ashes of this exposure. Career opportunities, meaningful friendships, and purpose alignment are all ahead. Your testimony will eventually help others trapped in deception find their way out. The ministry or mission birthed from your pain will impact lives you haven't even met yet. God's faithfulness continues throughout your entire journey. Supernatural peace becomes available even during this difficult transition period. Joy returns in unexpected moments. Laughter and lightness will replace the heavy confusion you've been carrying. God is speaking directly to you right now through this message. The divine appointment of you finding this video today was orchestrated from heaven. This isn't random chance. This is deliberate revelation meant specifically for you at this exact moment. Your life is about to shift dramatically based on how you respond to this truth. A decision stands before you. Honor what God is showing you or ignore it and stay comfortable. Understand the cost of ignoring divine warnings versus the blessing that comes from obedience to what you know is true. Time carries significance here. Certain windows of opportunity and divine protection are strongest right now, but will close if ignored too long. Act on this revelation while heaven's support is at its peak. Begin the protection prayers today, not tomorrow. Journal what you're sensing and feeling in this moment. Ask God for 3 clear confirmations before taking major action. Trust that more clarity comes as you take the first faithful steps forward. You're not walking this path alone. Millions have traveled this road of painful revelation and found complete restoration on the other side. Show gratitude for this divine intervention by supporting this ministry that helps others receive truth. Give what feels right in your spirit to honor this revelation. God's continued guidance remains available as you move forward.